All right, folks, welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Returners Hideout number 305, Beneath the Mask. We are, what goodness, I believe this is where Hideout is finally revealed. The Sorcerer's Ultimacia is actually Hideout. Someone said Kramer recognizes, oh goodness gracious. Who knows what's going to happen next? Welcome, folks. We are here. It's Wednesday night, the Wednesday before the North American Championship. We are getting ready to travel to California. Some of us are already on the way. Some of us are already there. Some of us are heading out early tomorrow morning. But whatever your travel plans may be, I hope that you travel safely, and I hope you arrive at the destination ready to game, and I will be there, ready to jam with you, folks. We have got 9 players tonight. We're going to go nice, clean 3 rounds because, like I said, some of us have to be able to wake at 6 in the morning to get on a plane. So we're going to do a nice, clean 3-rounder tonight. Keep things going. See what people are getting those last-minute tweaks and the last-minute practice before they got to lock those deck lists in. So let's see what players are jamming this week. We've got some of the usual suspects, you know, Brian C., Logan Palmer, Greg, and then we've got some of our more recent additions who have been pretty regular recently. Love seeing Joe, Pat, and and Gabe, who just joined us last week for the first time coming back. Also, love seeing Josh showing up, one of the Virginia boys from out there in the 757. And then we've got, of course, coming back to the fold, Mr. Sean Williams, welcome back. And Connor Finnegan, hey, I didn't forget you, brother. You just got the bye. So we don't get to watch Connor this round, but we do get to watch some of these other gents. Let's see, I kind of like table 1. I kind of like table 4. I think I got to start with table 1, though. This could be, if you go to an LQ in the area near me, this is a match that you may see at a table next to you. Josh Herman versus Brian C. Semalos. Table 1 is somehow the only one that it doesn't have a name. It's called Spoofing Oval 999. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the right game. Just because I recognize the username. E-Prime. Okay, it is. Okay, that's definitely Brian's name. Alright. I was like, what the hell is this table name, dude? Alright. Live in the game. Folks will have to deal with no cam this week. uncluggled. A huge mess behind me, dude. But we're packing. We're getting ready to go. Oh my goodness gracious! This is fucking Golbez? Dude. Warp Bez. Again, so it looks like a mono earth that's using Soiree backups to get colors established quickly and get backups set up fast. You know, Amber, of course, a backup that can search a backup that has an EX that gets itself. Between Claris and Amber, you can get to 5 backups really, really consistently quite often. Here you see we go for, oh no, folks, oh no. Teams. All right, I closed out of teams. That's my bad. That was my team's alert. It wasn't yours. I've closed to teams. You will not be safe. All right. Anyway, sorry. What I was saying is, because of these backup chains, like we saw Amber went into Shinju turn 1, and we played the Shinju down. Then we played Claris the next turn and searched the Epitaph. Epitaph is a nice curve right after that. So actually, I almost wonder if this was all on turn 1, and then Epitaph was turn 2. But it's very interesting to see. We've got an Archfiend deck on the other side of the table here. Couldn't play tonight because I'm spending 72 hours filling out my deck list. Yeah, dude, filling out my deck list was really, really fucking annoying. Also, I hate having to fill it out digitally like this because it essentially means you have to fill it out early. And I hate filling out deck lists or locking deck lists in this early. The 48 hours before the tournament are really critical for like last minute. I don't mean like a full deck change, but sometimes there's things you're not sure between card A, card B, or counts on certain cards, and you're going to get some really, really good testing games and some really good insight from really strong players as you're jamming games and talking to your friends and getting ready for the event. I really don't like how difficult it is to change a count on a card or to like swap a card for another card when you have to put your whole fucking deck list in digitally and have it printed and handed to them, and you can't have it handwritten, which means I assume you can't have handwritten corrections to it. So it's just like, okay, catch us all in the business center trying to hide our prints from each other, or you know, and shout out if you remember the cringe business center gang of 2019 or 2018, whatever fucking year that was, that nonsense was going on. But it's really just funny, like that they make people do that. I get it, it's for their convenience on Saturday, but you know, for what it's worth, I'm getting a little sick and tired of me having to you know, suck something up or one or another thing because of the convenience of the Square Enix staff. You know, come on, brother. Like, this is the national championship for the game. Maybe, I don't know. But I get it. They, you know, sure. We seem to be able to handle it at other events. And there's all the arguments where it reduces errors and stuff like that. But it's just, I really dislike locking in way ahead of time like that, or not being able to, like, quick edit. But that's just me. Some people like to lock in. They're already locked. They're like 2 weeks in advance. They're locked in. And they feel really good about it. It should be an online submission. We're living in the Stone Age. Brother, I could not agree with you more. Yeah. Anyway, so what are we looking at here? We were looking at Archfiends. And boy, I got on a tangent and we got distracted. And Archfiends is something worth talking about here. We've got the Golbez, the Warp Golbez. Not even, so I'm sure we probably also have the Dark Golbez. Oh yeah, actually we see it there in the Limit Break deck. We played a Leo, and the first thing we flipped over was the Dark Golbez because we're getting ready for the Dark one to come into, or sorry, the Lightning one to warp into play here. What's neat is that the Lightning Golbez pretty much guarantees a couple turns of action as long as we're able to keep drawing into those the Archfiends. So, Rubicante already on the field. Skarm is usually one you want to use as like a protection kind of guy. Kag, if we have, if Golbez is on the field, he breaks a guy, right? He has some kind of conditional where he breaks the guy when he comes in, but otherwise he just bounces them back to hand. But Kag is a pretty good card to just be able to play next year off of the Golbez and deal with either the Leo or the Warrior of Light. Of course, if we're just bouncing the card to hand, we don't want it to be the Warrior of Light. But I've considered both forms of malicious compliance when it came to filling out those deck lists on that stupid, I hate the 50 card sheet also. So like somebody did this at some event, I don't remember which event, but they literally wrote out like their deck unsorted. They wrote it card by card in the 50 card sheet. So it's like the 3 ofs aren't next to each other. The multiple copies of cards aren't next to each other. They're just completely shuffled 50 random lines. Very difficult to deck check. Very annoying. Technically legal. Yeah, I don't like the ditto mark shit either. So I don't have any ditto marks on mine, but I know that people are gonna ditto mark the hell out of their deck list too, which is just a whole. But whatever, man. Alright, so we've got Mono Earth in the bottom here. Mono Earth, of course, is a deck that has been seeing a little bit of popularity in a couple recent weeks for a few reasons. A, I just think it's always a good deck. I think it's a little boring in the way that it's good. And I don't mean that I don't like it. I just mean that I think that's a reason that people don't often play the... Oh no. Are we doing a 7-character Titus? Is this a tempo, the old tempo Titus, the tempo 9K? I didn't put the names up on the screen, and these guys should probably pay me not to put their names up on the screen right now. That's okay, I'll update it. I realized I forgot to put that in. Mr. Nick Schnell, thank you for the Subarino, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday to chat. Mr. Brett, good to see you. Finally, Nats week. Yeah, you qualified all the way back in May. Sometimes it can be hard to like not just take a huge break between when you qualify that early. Sometimes it's hard to like stay with it and like stay in the zone, you know. Yeah, we got the Titus Black Belt. Yeah, something pretty close to that here. I wonder what they got to be talking about it in voice chat, right? He's got to be like Titus, and the guy's like, I mean, yeah, okay. Sure. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. If you're going to be playing Titus this weekend, make sure you got 8 characters on the table. And sorry, I say characters. It's got to be forwards and backups. So make sure if you got like a blue worm or something with back attack and you're trying to do it after the fact, it can't. You have to have it in play. It has to be ready for the Titus when he comes down. Titus has to be at the absolute least. He has to be the 8th guy between your forwards and backups to start the stack. Alright, so that is a Tempo Titus, where we also left 3 backups up. Leo is up, so maybe an Alma in hand or something, but I imagine the reason we left the 3 backups up was to pay the 3 water, which we can't do now. And so this is one of those things too, guys, and I'll say this, I feel a little bad, and this is not to pick on Josh, because Josh just happens to be the guy who is sitting here doing this, but he is not the only person who has ever done this, or something like it. If you are picking up one of these decks, remember it's a 2-deck format, there's a lot of players who are really comfortable in deck 1 and been struggling with a deck 2. They see things like over the past week or 2, decks performing like Mono Earth, like Hunter won an event with Mono Earth, and then they go, oh yeah, I've played Mono Earth, I've played against Mono Earth, I pretty much know what's going on here, like I can jam the game, but if you don't have the practice on it, you don't have the games on it, like Josh doesn't play a whole lot of water decks, he doesn't play a whole lot of Titus. So if he had played Titus 100 times before, right, you don't make that kind of mistake. But when Titus is not a card that you often play and you're trying Mono Earth and you're like, I know the lines, I've got the powerful early 4 backup set up, I've got the powerful Leo into wall, and now after this, a great follow-up is going to be this Titus, which is true. We're just missing one more backup or one more character here to really get the most out of it, or really to get anything out of it besides a 9K body that costs us a lot of cards from hand. So that is one thing. It's one of the reasons, hey, to play in the weekly, but it's another reason that if you're going to pick up a fresh deck the week of Nationals, you better make sure you're getting those reps in on it, man, because the rookie mistakes are the kind you can't afford at Nationals. When we played the Winter Cup, my teammate's job was to give me the death stare every time I touched my limit break deck and tell me to make sure I counted my forwards and backups. I love that. That's one of my favorite things about those kinds of team formats is like, it's like we can all kind of share some of the responsibilities of like keeping play honest and like keeping, making sure each other don't fall into those traps we know each other fall into all the time. I know there were a couple things I had to remind Chris of every once in a while. I had to keep looking over and keeping my eye on his game to be like, oh, Chris, don't forget to do this. Chris was mostly beating ass at the Winter Cup, though. Man, I am so looking forward to the Winter Cup again. I really hope that we have it again. I don't know why we wouldn't, but I'd be hyped. I tried to help my teammate. She would just respond with YOLO and turn everything sideways. I also love that energy, though, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of into that, too. I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. Man, I'll tell you what, too. If we had run out one more card, if we had, I mean, obviously this was a mistake, right? We had cards in hand. We could have played another guy. If we had run one more thing out and played the Titus, now our opponent does have red cards in their deck. Like, I don't know if he would have had an Ama in hand, but it's looking like it's a pretty loosey-goosey over here, and I think we could have just parked the Rubicante on top of the deck and put like a backup back, and then, or sorry, the Rubicante at the bottom of the deck and put a backup back, and we would be cooking. We would have been in a really good spot. Of course, we would have refilled our hand too. Instead, it was a huge CP sink the way that we did it. It's unfortunate. Sorry that I streamed that. Gosh, it's okay. You won't forget next time now. You'll sear it into your brain. There are worse things, dude. You could be the guy playing in the tournament without a limit break deck. You could be the guy who writes the wrong numbers down for your cards and has to replace them. Alright, so Mono Earth, let's try to forget the fact that this happened and talk about where we are now. A Shantoto, it looks like we moved the Shantoto to the table because we Kusithed it back. So we're just considering the... Wait, why did Cloud go to the break zone? Oh, he attacked the Titus and then he blocked the Cloud. Okay, my bad. Again, these guys... Oh, wait, no. Oh, the first one was an attack with Warrior of Light, and he blocked with Cloud. Now he attacked with Titus and blocked with Skarm. Okay. It's tough because they're in voice chat, and we, you know, the Warrior of Light, you don't see him, like, declare an attack or anything, so... Okay, so... We're just attacking, and he saw us get the Shantoto back, so we just block everything out. This is another tip, guys. If you're going to telegraph the Shantoto, of course your opponent is just going to block all your attacks. You do all the attacks before you telegraph the Shantoto. You just Kuset the Shantoto after combat. Oh, baited! He baited him! We're not playing Shantoto, get fucked! Now we play Montleonis. Montleonis Resurrection. Une, oh my god. Oh my god, Giga baited, dude. Never mind. Never mind. You can Kusith for Shantoto if you're just Giga baiting your opponent, dude. If you're just putting the cheese in the trap, feel free. Oh man, we got a little worm on the hook, dude. We're going fishing. I think it's a little weird that we gave him back Vayne and then the color of the card to make sure he could play it, but yeah, it's fine. Because Golbez was already coming in next turn anyway. The Barb comes down. We're choosing an Archfiend other than Barb in the break zone to add back to our hand. We are adding back Hagnazo to our hand. And then she has entered the field. We have a Golbez, so it's 3,000 damage to all the forwards the opponent controls. Sure. So everybody's marked for 3 right now. Now, we've already really gone through a lot of limit break deck here. Let's see, there is there are like some options for interacting with damaged forwards, but they're probably not things that we're really gonna see. Like the Vajratara Wu is probably not coming out, even though there are wind and earth cards in this deck. Don't really know if we have like a follow-up thing that will capitalize on the 3K, but we'll see here in a second. He has 9 cards in his hand, so Brian surely can surprise us with something. Let me tell you, if you have 9 cards in your hand and you're not cooking, get out of the kitchen, dude. You know what I'm saying? Looks like Greg took it already, 7-0 at his game over Gabe. Oh, Greg, we got another 3-0 Wall 7 day coming up. Somebody stop this man. Oh my god, we've warped a second Golbez. And now we play the Vayne back down. We're going to trigger our other Golbez, and now he's going to play our Cagnazzo from hand for free. It'd be pretty funny if this was like the only way that we could have actually played the Cag. Oh no, we did have a Miwa that we discarded, so. But so we're going to warp in the Cag now. Yeah, Cag at the 8K, but he gets to just pop a guy, right? Yep. Control a card named Golbez, who will be putting one of our opponent's forwards into the break zone. So that's interesting. We're not even breaking it. We're just putting it into the break zone. Whoa, we're zooming in. We need 6 wins in Swiss for a shot at day 2 at Nats, right? I think for Nats, I was gonna say I was crunching these numbers for the LCQ, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you need 6 stubs. Well, here's what your plan should be, right? Let me hit you with this advice. Just win. Nick knows that strat, dude. Nick Stone knows the just win strat, dude. You just win. If you just win all your games, it doesn't matter how many wins you need for a shot at day 2. Because you're there. You're at day 2. Your plan is no different, right? The plan is win all the games. And then, you know, whatever happens, happens. Treat every game like you're winning in. If people will be dropping after 3 losses, almost certainly people will be dropping after 3 losses. In fact, depending on when your losses are and to whom, some may drop even sooner. But there's nothing else to do that day. I mean, I guess you're in LA, so you can pay money to go somewhere that a million different exciting things are happening. But a lot of people, even if they are doing very poorly, will still just play. Because it's like a really big event. It's why you're there. They're really, so I'll say this: every game that I've ever played in Nats has been like one of the best games of FFTCG I've ever played. Like, they're always really, really good games. Like, good thinkers against great people who are so nice. I mean, the community in this game is great, but it's kind of like a greatest hits when you get the, you know, tournament at the end of the year. Dog, I even if I was 0-4, I think I'd still be jamming. Just to jam. Just to jam. Of course, I say that, dude, and catch me going 0-3, and I'll see you at Super Nintendo World. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what we actually do on the day? But I'm pretty sure I'll be there. I'm pretty sure I'll be there jamming games, no matter what the record is. And there will be plenty of people who are like that. If you spent the money and time to get there, why not just play it out anyways? The game is fun enough. Yeah, that's definitely one of the mentalities. I think the other one is that you spent the money and time to go to such an expensive place that, like, there's better things that you could be doing now that you're in LA than, like, losing at a card game. Like, sure, I get that too, right? I understand that too. Like, hey, I want to go to Universal Studios and I want to go to Super Nintendo World. Like, yeah, okay, I don't blame you. But, yeah, it's what I'm there to do, right? I'm there to play Final Fantasy, so. Speaking of, folks, I will have, of course, I will have an F5 deck with me. If at any point during the weekend you would like to play F5, please just let me know. We can jam. Alright, Lunafreya, yeah, this is the last of the limit break here for the Archfiend's deck. We did see that Shantoto that was telegraphed a couple turns earlier finally come down. We got the Toto back to our hand, and then we kind of did this very interesting thing. We, like, pumped the brakes. We, on the Archfiend side, so we were going to block out and then lose the Toto. And he's like, well, actually, maybe I don't Toto. Maybe instead, we go Mont into Une. And then we forced a lot more stuff out of Brian. So Brian... he used all these forwards. He went really wide. He dealt with most of all the forwards actually, and then we had such a big board that Josh went, okay, now I'll pull the Shantoto trigger, right? Get to my 5th backup, remove all those Archfiends and the Golbezes and stuff. Oh my goodness, light Yuna. Very interesting. Very cheeky Yuna, yeah, cheeky Yuna for sure. And we got Skarm coming in here, so we're going pretty wide, pretty fast. Golbez slamming a thing into play. Lunafreya, we're going to play the Yuna. Skarm comes down, and we've got 2 different activations here to be able to stop something from our friend T Prime. Now here's the thing, right? Tap 3, pitch 1, play Genova Synthesis, AK the board, pay the 2 taxes with the 2 backups. You still have 3 cards in hand in case he has some kind of, like, miracle way to activate all of his forwards. Like, if you've got one of your nice efficient board wipes here, which you should hopefully have by now, it's gonna be pretty bad for Yuna. Even if you're just going like an Emmett into Ingus into something else here, like, you can start to pick this board apart pretty quickly. And tapping 2 backups looks like it might be an Emmett play. Yeah, tapping 2 and pitching a card. Emmett Silk maybe coming down here. And then seeing if Yuna wants to... Oh no, we're actually using Cloud from the Limit Break deck. Tapping Shantoto for Lightning and really showing the flexibility of Mono Earth. Playing Cloud from the Limit Break deck, and we're going to try to break the Yuna, I assume, here. Yuna is going to start to tax this to force him to tap more backups. It's interesting at this point. At this point, you maybe want to, like, freeze stuff, because who cares? He's definitely just going to pay the 2 more and you're going to lose the Yuna. But yeah. Like, you could freeze his stuff and then that's, like, permanently, yeah, like, see, we should have just frozen the first one. He might have the Miwa, even if he does. Like, even if he has the Miwa, it's still... I don't know. Like, he's gonna pay it. He's gonna pay it. He's gonna pay it. Even if he Miwa'd, he would only have to overpay by, like, 1 card from his hand that he pitched. Like, even using Miwa to freeze the backups would have been better than trying to cancel the Cloud, I think, right? Because, like, that's just gonna happen. Like, it's going to happen. It will resolve. We freeze the backups, we actually might have a turn or 2 to go wide again and get some breathing room. Now, I will say, Cloud Pass is a little bit of a passive turn from Josh here. I really would like to see a second follow-up. But Josh has got 28 cards left in his deck, and he's surely got a couple board wipes or resets left. I think that we're going to need to find one of them right now, as we're about to take a lot of damage. Yes, Theodore is going to activate these Final Fantasy 4 forwards. Brian won't let Yuna go. Yeah, well, he's it's both Yuna and Final Fantasy 4 that he won't let go, right? Look, we like what we like. There's the Genova synthesis we're looking for. She's going straight to damage, unfortunately. Barb coming in for the next point. Now, surely an Ingus at some point here just helps us out. Amber, that'll help us thin the deck to get to the hits faster. Amber is likely going to take out the third Amber here, unless, of course, we've already seen all the Ambers. I don't see another one here, though, yet. Yeah, we had the third Amber in the deck, of course. She comes to the table. Ooh, 4-color Warrior of Light going to damage. Cag just came in this turn, so did Theodore. So we'll pass there. And now we are just ready. We're waiting for a wipe. Oh, we're going to Coup Sith at the end of the turn here with these 2 active backups. To what may we be targeting? There sure are a lot of Leos in there, and walls are pretty much all spent. We are actually going to go get the Emmett Selk. Sophie being here, so sure. Emmett Selk, okay, we're gonna go get him. We can play him down, play Ingus, maybe we can get back a Mont and do that. Yeah, unfortunately you can only kill one guy with Emmett, right? Still in a little bit of a cheeky situation here. Oh, I forgot he has... Wait, this is a different CAG. This is the Opus 13 CAG. When a forward other than Cagnazzo enters your field, place 1 water counter on Cagnazzo. Remove 3 water counters from Cagnazzo. Choose a forward. It loses 8,000 power until the end of the turn. Remove 7 water counters from Cagnazzo. All the forwards opponent controls lose 10,000 power until the end of the turn. He's got 1 counter. We're using Blood Tap? Choose 2 forwards, deal them 4,000 damage. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, deal them 7,000 damage. Wait, what? We killed the Emmett in response? Wait. Oh, because did he come in this turn? Oh, never mind. Sorry, guys. I gotta read these cards. Scarmiglione enters the field, name an element. Scarmiglione gains if he deals damage to a forward of the named element, double the damage instead. So we said Earth, and then we used Blood Tap, so we 8K'd the MSL. Oh, what was the other forward that we picked? Hold on. Who else did he kill us with? Oh, I guess he doesn't kill. He should have shot one of his own guys for 4,000 damage. And we played Shadow Lord. How about that, dude? We paid the iron price for Shadow Lord. We dulled 1, pitched 3, brought down the big boy, and we said Archfiend. And we sent them packing. Skarm, Barb, Cag, all gone. We do take a point of damage because it was 3 forwards. And it goes back to the opponent's turn. Now, the Golbez warps in and does not have anybody to play, unfortunately. Searching for Warp Fina with Mog here. Alright, so Mono Earth has now gotten down to the next Leo Warrior of Light neutral play. We're chilling, dude. We have got all the way up to our opponent as far as cards in deck, which just goes to show how much we've been searching these last few turns. Finally getting into the Emmets and the Inguses and such. But it does mean our powerful cards are in play and we're able to start, finally we're stabilizing here. I still would be a little bit careful about how many things I turn sideways, but our opponent is running low on deck count, so hitting them for damage is also removing time that he has left to do anything, right? But we are 4 damage ourselves as Mono Earth, and he has 3 attackers. So I would just be a little bit cautious, because if he can scoot our guys, we're dead. I mean, thankfully his limit break is all kinds of flipped over, because so you know that there's nothing besides what he could have in his hand that's gonna like surprise you. Yeah, if he had the old Sephiroth Miwa, dude, that'd be kind of terrifying. His deck does have that line, right? Sephiroth is here in the limit break deck, and we saw the Miwa earlier, at least one. So what do you do if you're the Archfiends player, man? I don't even know. What's your out here? You have no limit break deck. You've got pretty much just some vanilla dudes in play. You got 1 backup. 5 cards in hand is good, but you know, Lightning Wind main core doesn't have any good board wipes. And any of the like combos you can pull off here to do a board wipe, I think we are sorely missing any of the different pieces to pull off any of those. I mean, we're pretty much spent on Fiends. We have no warps cooking right now, and it's like a warp value deck. Hooded Man, sure, he's gonna target who? I was going to say at least Hooded Man allows you to be aggressive, and it allows you to be aggressive and get your guys back up as blockers at the end of the turn, but he's got a First Strike Warrior of Light, dude. You're not getting aggressive at all. My man's got a First Striker wall. And then if you can't remove this Une this turn, you're just dead too, you know? Oh, couldn't remove it. Looks like results coming in from table 3. Sean taking it 7-0 over Logan. So I believe that is the 3. Those are the 3 tables that are playing besides the one we're watching now. Correct. There's 2 minutes left in the round for the game that we're watching right now. And I'll tell you what, this is another thing that's good to practice, the timeliness of your plays, right? Because we're going to be, you know, in a pretty strictly timed tournament here this weekend. You want to be comfortable on your turns, but also have a rapid pace of play. Alright, so Greg got a 7-0 over Gabe. Sean took a 7-0 over Logan, and Pat took a 7-4 over Joe. Lock those things in. Oh, howdy, returners from across the platforms. What is going on, Mr. Sire? Oh, look, you're missing the X on YouTube, though. You gotta get Xavier in there, dude. He fiend us from warp cards. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Sergio, how's it going, brother? Another face I'm excited to see this weekend. Yes, welcome YouTube viewers. I hope that you are enjoying the convenience of having access to our Wednesday night show on the platform of your choice. Here to spend my weekly hydration points. Mohammed, guess what? I got a full water just for you, so I'm going to take a big glug glug. Mohammed, I also have a little envelope that says Mo on it that I will be handing to you this weekend. It's got some prizicles in it. Just some prizey wizies. As I forgot to pass off your prizey wizies to a teammate of yours in Raleigh. I got you Zach promo. And some tchotchkes. And I'm hydrating for you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I had a great week already. It started off, Chris Adams came down from Virginia. We went to see Bill Murray, not the comedian, but the band. Which is just a huge, lots of Garage Gang energy. Bill Murray, dude. We love the. We were always cranking our hogs listening to Murray Nash is live and well at every Final Fantasy TCG event. Shout out to Cody, my man, for always having the Bill Murray song titles as his deck names all season. What an awesome show! And then knocked out 2 days of work, and now I'll be going to Nats tomorrow, man. Thank you. See you there. Am I staying at the Nats Hotel? Of course I'm staying at the Nats Hotel. What do I look like? What do I look like? Yes, sir. We will be there with bells on. Although tomorrow and Friday, I guess I have a whole hell of a lot of nothing to do. I'm sure we will find fun things to do, and if not, just jam a bunch of games. I like how you think that I don't remember your username, brother. What's good, Danny? I know a noted eel when I see one. Noted, that's right. Look, we've been doing this a long time, brother. I've got the database in the back of my brain somewhere. My work gave me Friday off. If I had known in advance, I would have come down to LA. Oh man, that stinks. How far away is LA for you? Danny. I'm gonna see you this weekend, brother. Hey, Sergio, don't think that that's not what we've been talking about, man. It is the perfect day for a Nintendo Land trip. The day tickets are only like $110. The Uber is like an hour from the Nats Hotel, which is a little annoying, but it's LA traffic in it. So, but yeah, dude, I've been looking at Nintendo World, trust me. We got 2 full days of doing whatever on our ticket, you know? Also, at the 7th Heaven pop-up like Boba Cafe, I think we're trying to do that too. The VA crew is flying in tomorrow. Hey, VA crew. Well, we'll see you tomorrow as well. We'll be there. Friday is also the start of LA Comic-Con, and day passes are $50. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's plenty of shit to do, huh? Alright, and this game is over. It looks like Mono Earth took it. I don't think. After the Shantoto wipe turn, it was kind of looking like it was doomed for Brian. Very cool deck for Brian, but it does seem like the kind of deck where once it starts slipping away from you, it's kind of hard to get tempo back. And Mono Earth is great at taking the wind out of your sails when you're just going wide, baby. Yeah, he presents like, I have a Shantoto of my own I could have gotten to or something, or Rubicante maybe could have helped remove some guys, but nah, just wasn't gonna happen. Alright, so that is 7-4. And Josh got that one, and we are moving on to the next round. Do I have any drops? I do not. Okay. One of the Virginia guys hates planes, and is suplexing trains on his way to LA. I have a friend, ironically, it is the friend of mine that has like shot shit into space, and I don't mean like recreationally, I mean like professionally, has sent satellites to space, or things to space. And he's like the only guy I know who is deathly afraid of flying. So he lives in California, but he grew up in New Jersey, so every year when he comes home for the holidays, he comes home via train, and it takes him like 4 days to get home via train. And I'm pretty sure every single time the train like breaks down, and he's always like, oh, stuck in whatever places, they're fixing this or that on the train, or fixing this car on the train, and all this stuff. And I'm like, dog, the trains break down more often than the planes do. And he goes, yeah, but when the trains break, I don't die. So that's I am familiar with the archetype, even though it is not how I would go to Nats. All right, putting pairings up for the next round right now, guys. Pairings are up for round 2. Oh, all right. Flying in from Richmond, yeah. Road trip is 31 hours. Oh, yeah. So it would have been like a flight type situation for you then, Liz, right? Yeah, it's a little bit tough to do last second. Earth is good at the long game. It sure is. It's like its whole thing. Just like the real Earth. Those train suplexes better find their way to YouTube. I don't think Adam knows how to post to YouTube. Yeah, fair. We get to see you this weekend, Snugsy. Of course, brother. Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it. Haven't missed the Nats since we started, man. I'll be there. With bells on, as it were. Alright, we're switching tables. Looking forward to seeing you, Mr. Andrew. Are you you're doing judge stuff again this year? Nice, man. Love to hear it. Well, I won't be behind the scenes with you this time, but I will absolutely be seeing you, and I will be thankful for your hard work and assistance. Oh, sorry, YouTube guys. I'm missing some of your chatter. Dance my way to Top Gun? Oh, who knows, brother? Me? Dance? I'll tell you, dude, I do love... you see it popping up all over the place. It puts a little smile on my face, man. I just like that, you know, I think there's always a little bit more out there to discover. So I like when, I love it when people find stuff, and I love it when it kind of like catches on. So I always like little, like the rogue decks that become like the little engine that could. All right, let's get a game on the screen. Alright, I didn't even talk about the pairings we've got this round. Let's take a look. We've got Josh versus Pat. We just watched Josh. So, table 2. We gotta watch Greg versus Connor Finnegan for sure. We're going to table 2 first. Oh, I see you in Chris. I see you in YouTube, Chris, rather, I mean. That guy gets it. I hate flying. Yeah, for sure. When you typed hate like that, it just made me think of the Kefka scene in the Woolsey translation. I hate. Hey, yo. Okay, we've got a Spider-Man. We got a Spider-Man thing going on here, dude. We got Lennis pointing at each other from across the table. Let's go ahead and get the game up on the screen. Good luck tonight, all. Happy early birthday. Thank you, brother. Oh, sorry for the mix-up. No, it's fine, man. Don't worry about it. How dare you get my birthday wrong? Like it matters in any way. It's no big deal, King. Thank you for the well wishes. And thanks for playing. You can ask me, let's make a deal, dude. You can ask me the same question next week, and you'll get a much more normal, regular answer from me. I'll actually have, hopefully, an exciting response for you. All I know, dude, is I'm going to be in Los Angeles with a whole day of nothing to do with a bunch of my closest friends. That sounds like a recipe for a good birthday. So, we'll be doing some nonsense on Friday, that's for sure. I just don't know what. Maybe if I go to Nintendo World on my birthday, they'll give me some kind of special nonsense. Feels like that's the kind of thing that like Disney does, you know? Alright, so we're playing a Lightning here. We're going to attempt to RFG one of these two. So Greg has been, he's been crushing it with Wall 7 these past few weeks. And he's like, well, now I'm feeling comfortable on that. I just want to make sure Scion is still feeling okay. So it looks like he is taking Scions for a spin this week. Actually, Grahad into the Wind Y'shtola, which is really interesting to try to stop what I assume is this Realm. So this is a really cool back and forth here between these two players, guys. Let's take a look at this and talk about it for a second. I think this is really interesting, and this is the kind of play you're going to see a lot of this stuff this weekend at Nats in your games. These are really well-informed plays. You see both players play the Lena, but because of the discards from Connor and because it's Connor. So these are two important things, right? There's certain players that you can pretty much assume are going to be on certain decks. Plus, there's cards that are just tells. So he sees that this is going to be a Realm deck. He thinks it's going to be a Realm on turn 2. So he goes for the turn 2 Grahatia and pays 3 and gets the Y'shtola out to be able to just pop the Y'shtola off to cancel a Realm, which is really interesting. And then Connor is like, damn, dude, I've got to get rid of that Y'shtola in order to do the Realm. So he plays the Lightning to RFG the Y'shtola, which is going to get her one way or the other, right? It's either going to RFG her because of Lightning's own ability, or we're going to pop the Y'shtola to cancel it. So at that point, you're probably just going to do that, pop it to cancel it so that she ends up in your break zone and not removed from the game. And then he's able to just play the Realm out after that. Now, he did have to pay an extra CP, right? Because he had to overpay for one of these two because he only had the one backup. And what's funny is he had to overpay for that, but Connor also had to overpay by 1 for the Y'shtola. So I think these guys kind of came out even here. But the thing is, Connor still got to do his big thing. And Greg made this play to try to stop that big thing from happening. So all in all, I think Greg's plan was not successful, and Connor was able to execute his strategy anyway. So this should be an advantage for Connor. He should have the tempo here, and we're gonna see Greg. He tries to switch to kind of like a beatdown. Like, I'm gonna start turning this Ascendian sideways. I'm gonna start getting science back. I'm gonna keep the pressure on. But we're really only like a turn or two of backup setup away from this getting very out of hand for Greg. Oh no, this is a cloud to just snap off the Graha here, and we're coming in for 3 points of damage this turn. Actually, it turns out we tried to take this aggressive position when we were not the aggressor. We were trying to control. Remember, we paid 4 for this Ishtola to try to control the realm, and our opponent got through that control by going wide, by playing the lightning first. So we were able to not only get rid of the answer, but also go even wider than we originally were going to. So this Lena is about to trigger both. Lena triggering a Lena, so both players will be just drawing a card here. But yeah, I think it's really interesting to note, like, when you see your opponent got through that and they got wide anyway. Now, we might not have had a choice, right? Like, we might not have just really had anything else to really play out or do. It's been looking a little tough. It looks like maybe I don't know, though. We got rid of 3 backups. We've pitched an Uriandra, a Krylon, and Alphino. I don't know, man. That feels a little tough. We did definitely... It does feel like we could have chosen to set up more and decided to be more aggressive early. And then our opponent was successfully more aggressive than us anyway. So we did just hit this Odin EX. That is one nice thing about both of these decks are packed full of those EX removal spells. We're going to use the Odin here. We're considering either triggering a Mod Slasher now, so there's one less for a Witch of the Fens later. It does give him basically the same number of dudes. We're not effectively removing any forwards, but we are removing the potency of his best removal. I think it's probably going to be Lightning, so that, you know, Lightning or Cloud that find their way to the discard pile here, but it could be a Mod Slasher to force one out of the deck. It's just that I don't think if we just kill Mod Slasher, then we don't have like Y'shtola special next turn, we're dead, right? So we have to start moving these forwards and hope that we can block the rest of the game, but I think we're in a really bad position. I think that Connor is way more likely to have a way to get through the 1 or 2 blockers we're going to be able to present. I just don't think we're going to be able to present, yeah, especially with the Marlboro. I just don't think we're going to be able to present nearly enough. So I think this one was a big miss. So Greg tried to go for this early counterplay, and his counterplay just, wasn't effective, right? Because Connor had a way out. So very smart playing by Connor. He deals with that, then still resolves the realm, then ends up actually having an even wider, more aggressive board than he normally would because he had to play out that extra forward. So the next turn, what's he going to do? Well, we're going to capitalize on the fact that we've already played out those bodies, and we're going to put Greg on a 2-turn clock. Now, Greg is in a deck that really wants to have multiple Scions in play. He wants to set up. He already kind of paid for this expensive early turn. It's going to be a little harder for him to set up without hitting that Alizé. And he's only got water backups. So it's going to be a little bit trickier for him here. He's not as set up as he'd like to be to start trying to stop himself from dying. But he's already got the back against the wall here. Only sad thing I had while judging the season, never got to show off the boys deck. Dude, hell yeah, you got a sick 15 deck? I believe it, man. There's so many good 15 cards right now. Like, they made so many backups of those guys. There's good, regular, good Earth versions of the boys. I think that there's probably something really strong in there. You've been building it for 2 years. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I think there's probably a couple different potent combinations of those guys that are pretty effective. I really like that dual element Titus too. I just said Titus for whatever fucking reason. The dual element Noctis. I played that a lot when that starter first came out. I liked that Earth Wind deck. Yeah, the Storm variants of that were really sick too. The Earth Wind Storm retainers. Oh, cool, man. Nice. If you have it with you, just bring your deck to the event, dude. We've got probably get some games in here or there. Cool, cool. I do love decks that people have not seen or played, man. This is cool stuff. Boy, but the field, dude, the field this weekend is going to be so open and so cool. I think that we're in such a healthy spot for this 2-deck tournament, man. I highly recommend, if you guys haven't checked it out already, Steve from the YYT, he did an awesome stream where he put together a cool program that kind of like put a bunch of deck lists that he thought were some of the best together, and then gave you like viable options for what you could play and what you could pair those decks with. I thought it was really neat. I think my man, he sounds like he needs to get smacked around the old dancers a bit. So get a little respect, dude. Get him on the list. But no, it's okay. It was a good video. I thought it was neat. I think that there's a lot of cool insights that you can get there, and it's a way to visualize the data that might be helpful for people. So definitely check that out to help prepare yourself for this weekend. But also, shameless self-plug, check out the latest episode of the RVA Returners podcast. The latest episode, you say? I didn't see an episode go up. Oh, that's because it went up while we were streaming right now, folks. It is on the SoundCloud. I'll be posting it around later. If you have got a travel day ahead of you, it's about an hour of entertainment from me and Mr. Adams. You can listen. Night's Gonna Night, episode 134 is on the SoundCloud right now. You can check it out. Listen to us talk about some of the fun stuff that we think is going to be going on this weekend. Shoot the shit a little bit about what my plans might be. I mean, hey, if you've been paying a little bit of attention, I don't think one of my two decks is going to be that much of a surprise for you. But I think the other one will be. So, you know, there's a lot of fun stuff going on. We talk about a whole huge list of the decks that you might see at the event, and what I think about them, and kind of how they interact with each other as a two-deck format. You know, not nearly as good of a breakdown in what two decks you should pick, and more of just a commentary on the event in general, compared to Steve's video. So I think that's an awesome video, so you should go check out his 2-hour stream. Then why don't you fire up the old podcast on your flight or on your drive? Hey, you know, squeeze in all the Final Fantasy content you can. All right, what's crack-a-lackin' here? We've got the lightning. Oh, we played the Y'shtola for free and we killed the lightning. Okay, I was like, why did the lightning move around? So we finally got to that. Hey, what did we talk about? What did we say? We said if he can get to an Alizé, he's going to be in a decent spot. Without the Alizé, it's going to be tricky for him, and the lightning is still going to be tricky for him. So he did find his way to a Graha. Graha paid the 4. This is Graha number 3 now, right? Oh no, this is our second boy. We got him back. Oh, we maybe Alizé'd the Graha and then paid for the Y'shtola. That's right. So we finally we got to the Alizé. We pitched 2. Played her, brought Graha in, paid 3, played Y'shtola. We were able to kill the lightning, so that she doesn't get to do S stuff. Although honestly, S stuff wouldn't be kind of whatever for us right now. I guess we just don't want him to replay a Cloud or a Realm more than we want him to play dual element lightning. So, but the exciting thing here now is that we do have the potential Pulse of Creation ready. So that is a 9k to all non-silent forwards that we can use it on our opponent's turn to kill the Moth Slasher, Cloud, and Realm. Pretty powerful. Then we swing right back into being the guy who's putting the pressure on, who's presenting the lethal turns. We're 2 turns away from it, but there's also a color combination that does have access to some haste. So, but we got to be careful, because if we do go that way, if we try and our opponent hits us with the crackback, because Moth Slasher will replace itself, and he has the dual lightning. So yeah, this is going to be, it's a little touch and go here. Both these guys are low damage, but they're actually kind of like, they're flirting with being in really high danger. So we do pass. Oh no, this is this a draw pass? Wait, what am I missing here? Hold on. Oh, we played City Clangoli. He was like camouflaged there for a second or some shit. I literally didn't even see him. But we played City Clangoli. We searched for Witch of the Fens, added it to our hand, and I passed the turn. So we don't attack into anything. Of course, we can give one of our Final Fantasy 14 characters first strike with Y'shtola's first ability. So it makes sense. We could sack Malboro as the attack, but we're waiting until we get that Witch. use the Marlboro to make sure we clean up the whole board. So we did instead, we just searched for Cytoclan Goldie, built our second color. This is big for later. We're going to be really happy that we have this backup established for the dual element lightning plays later. And then we are going to search out that Witch of Defense, and then Witch is going to be able to help us remove these pesky scions. Now, if we're Greg and we're sitting on a Pulse of Creation, I would go ahead and just let the turn go over to Connor. I would let him play that Witch, and then in response to that trigger, I would just send everything. We would be a little bit of mutually assured destruction. Both the boards would get obliterated, and we would likely just kind of go back to Monkey here, which I think is much better for Connor. And is only better for Greg if he immediately top decks that next Y'shtola. Or sorry, Alizé, I mean. So we're going to Leo here, hopefully trying to turn some water into wine, or really water into lightning. Oh no, we did tap and we pitched an Odin, so we didn't pitch lightning cards for it, but if we're looking for Y'shtola, I almost would have liked to have seen this Lunafreya instead. Tap both backups, pitch 2, see more cards, but then also potentially hit like Urianger, and then use him to look a little deeper for the Y'shtola. We just went with the Leo. Maybe we already have it. Maybe we have it in hand. I don't know. We'll have to see. Are we playing lightning out of our discard pile right now? We're gonna overpay to play lightning from our discard pile. Are we going for a lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to be able to play a Final Fantasy 14 character? No, because none of them have like Brave. We have to be able to play another Haster. Do we have a lethal line here somewhere? Leo just came out this turn. 4 attacks. No, we don't. It's interesting. Maybe this way we're able to threaten while leaving up the Y'shtola, and we're able to put him within a lethal range here. Like, we leave Y'shtola up, we pass. This is very interesting still, though. Would we have had too many cards in his? No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Holy dog. My man, the fucking Emperor, is here. Holy shit, dude. No abilities for you. No, sir. No Y'shtola S. That's big. The Emperor Swag Lord No Scope, dude. He's I tell you what, man, this is a hell of a card to see in the year of our Lord 2025, but it is very effective against a mirror, right? If you're testing your water lightning deck, it's good against other water lightning decks. It is good against the Scions and stuff right now. But in a world that has Kukulanes and Marlboros and these types of things, I wonder how often, or how many more ways there really are that are just easy to deal with the Emperor than there were back in our day, dude. Back in our day, this guy would come down and he would just be the fucking menace, dude. You either had a 4 CP Odin, you were basically, if you were lightning, you could send him packing between a Al Cid, Onion Knight, or like Odin stuff, but otherwise, man, this guy was just sticking around and being a pain in your ass. And nowadays, I think there's just so many ways to remove him. Light Cloud 4 cost of the Menace, yeah, dude, because he could, dude. The thing is that was cool about that guy is I was already learning like advanced ways to use the stack in Opus 1 just because of the way that guy's designed, right? So he has Brave, but then his S ability requires him to tap, so it's very clearly intended for you to to use Omni Slash while attacking with Cloud, which is cool. I like that card a lot, actually. I think that card's a really neat card. It has no place in the game today, but I think it is a really cool card. You want to see a title match of Oops All Cloud versus Oops All Lightning? Yeah. Welcome to character format. In character format, you may only play one character. That is your main character in your deck. The rest of the deck must be monsters and summons and backups. But all the forwards have to be the same character. Introducing character format. Legal characters in character format include Lightning, Cloud. I don't know, there's probably a bunch of them. Tifa. Titus. Alright, man, so I think this is gonna be, man, this is pretty fucked for Lightning Water Scions, man. I mean, your Stola is your out, and then my man just plays the Emperor and says, how about fuck that? The Emperor definitely needs to be catching these Odins too, but we're just trying not to die. And like I said, our opponent is the one in the beatdown position here. We keep trying to, like, we turn all our stuff sideways. We go for this pseudo-lethal turn that we really couldn't afford. Like, we really couldn't afford turning all these things sideways like that. We're kind of we're in a little bit of trouble, man. If our boy can if he can witch his own lightning and then replay a lightning from the break zone, we're fucked, dude. Like, do we have the goods? We have another lightning. We're missing an Odin. Ah, yeah. We are gonna go get another Moth Slasher and just remove one of the threats. And we're gonna play out a Blue Worm. Yeah, man, this is looking really bad for Greg. Greg's got to kill it. So if he didn't Odin the other guy, he just loses. So it makes, you know, right? I get it. We gotta, if we Odin the Emperor here, or do something to the Emperor, we can maybe get the Y'shtola. So one thing is, I guess the Y'shtola dies. If we replay Y'shtola, that's one of the few ways we can actually kill the Emperor pretty efficiently, right? She's 4,000, or is it 3,000 for each? I want to say she's 4,000 for each. Yeah, 4,000 power for each job, Silent 7 Dawn. So an 8k with just Y'shtola, with the Graha, although Graha would probably have another buddy. Lightning. Oh, Zidane, Liz is saying, could also be in character format. Yeah, for sure. Zidane could absolutely. Zidane, Cloud, Lightning, Titus. Cecil, because there's no banned Cecils in... This is kind of a... This is a goofy format. I don't want to actually play it, but I like the idea in a vacuum. I like the idea enough that I would want to see it, just to be like, huh, okay, and then choose not to engage with it ever again, you know? We should have like a deck building competition for character format. You know what? It's funny. I just talked myself into, I think, a much better idea of just having a deck building competition. Because I was like, oh, we could do it, and we give people a theme, right? Like, and the theme is really, because the theme in this would have been a character format, and then it would have been like, okay, and then everybody posts their best character format deck, and then everybody else in the Discord votes. And so it's like the people choose which one they think is the most interesting. And then immediately after that, I was like, or we could just do that with like real decks. We could come up with like a thing, like a theme, like a loose theme, and be like, build a deck that represents this theme or that best executes on this theme or idea, and then have people vote. That might be fun. That might be fun. Maybe that's something we'll put together. I just love deck building, so that sounds like a really fun thing for me. Captain Cowley, dude. Captain Cowley, like cauliflower? Dude, cauliflower is delicious. Captain Cawley, thank you so much for the Prime, for the 3-month sub. I appreciate you. Enjoy your suite of Final Fantasy emotes. It's very good timing. You'll have all kinds of exciting emotes to use this weekend, and you'll be the cool guy in the Nats Twitch channel chat. Hitting him with the Guido, hitting him with the EX. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Synthesis canceled. Guys, what happened? Why was the synthesis canceled? Because we're out of lightning crystals. We gotta fix that. Gotta crack a couple clusties. We got a drop, we got a second drop. Understood. Thanks for joining us again, man. It's good to have you back. Oh, not a laughy face. I need to hit him with the Donkey Kong of approval. BK. Dude, Bonanza was such a fun game. I'm a sucker, dude. I got the DLC, you know, but it's such a fun game. Also, like, money ain't no thing, dude. You just can't take it with you, dude. You can't take it with you. If I was financially responsible, I wouldn't be flying to Los Angeles for a card game tournament this weekend. For like 500 different reasons. Watching on YouTube, but gotta hit me with the free Prime sub and call it like cauliflower. Yeah, sounds good, man. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. I haven't even, like, whatever the YouTube, like, sub system is, I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked at it at all. I don't even engage on the YouTube side of things. I just kind of multi-stream and port the thing to YouTube, so it just kind of happens automatically. I should I gotta like look at some stuff, man, on there and see what's what. Gonna retire the FFTCG live account for now. Yeah, look, man, I need other people out here making some shit like this, dude. What am I supposed to watch? You guys get Wednesday nights, dude. What do I get? Alright. Let's see here. We've got so we're staring down the witch turn. It happened. We survived. Whoa! I didn't mean didn't mean to do that. Blew up the whole thing. God, did we Leo into it again this turn? We Leo into the Thancred? Or no, we Leo'd so that we had enough guys for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still, I guess. But so okay, we got out there, dude. We cast Kukulane on the witch so that we could pull off the whole turn. We killed the Graha. Then we play Leo. Then we go for the big Thancred, dude. So I don't know if Leo drew us out or if we were just playing Leos to in order to do cool Thancred stuff. So we play Thancred, big Thancred, brings in Alize, brings in Y'shtola. Looks like we're using Alize to give Y'shtola haste. Man, oh my god, we're gonna get out of this one? Brother, I thought we were dead like 5 different ways. I thought we were hosed. We're sneaking out of this one. We absolutely stole this one. We snuck this one out from under their nose, dude. The blue worm block, the Graha turned sideways, and it's good game. What a match from Greg. Very, very well played. Very cool. Very cool. Just goes to show how powerful these Alize turns can be. Taking advantage of that Y'shtola action ability as well to just really put the pressure on. Thancred, Alize, what a turn, man. Very cool. Very cool. He had just enough cards to do it, and it worked out for him, man. I'll tell you, we were one card away too. If we had one more Odin in the discard pile for Connor, it was an easy shoot our own lightning, replay lightning turn line to win. But unfortunately, man, didn't have it. Very cool Emperor to buy him that like turn or two of time to take that win, and it was right? Like the Emperor bought him those turns. If he had dropped the Emperor, he was very close to following up immediately that turn after with a win. And then he fell just short, and unfortunately, just short is enough to get our opponent back in the game. And very cool for Greg to take this one. So we are now going to put the results in. I believe we are pairing the next here. You go ahead and check our. Let me check the results. Organized play. All right. We've got, yes, all the results are in. So table 1, we had 7-1. Pat took it over Josh. At table 2, we had Greg take it 7-6 over Connor. I think we are going to have a lot of water lightning in the finals tonight. Table 3, Brian took it 7-1 over Sean. Table 4, we had Logan take it 1-3 over Gabe with a deck out. Very cool. Okay, now rankings. I'm dropping 2 players. I'm dropping Joe, who says he wish he could stay, but he can't. All good, brother. And then I'm dropping Sean, aka Blood Otaku, dude. All right, next round. It's going to be Pat versus Greg in the finals, and if we know Pat, so this is the thing, dude, Pat is one of those guys, he's always playing that same deck, that really cool deck, that's definitely got his signature all over it, but then what the hell is his deck 2 going to be, dude? Who knows? I wonder if he is still feeling out the water lightning fields tonight, or if he is testing his deck 2. We will see shortly. We'll have those pairings up for these players in just a minute here. Going into our last round of the evening. Folks in chat, this is a Nats roll call. Who's all going to be at the championship this weekend? Who will I be seeing there, folks? Who's going to be there, and when are you getting into town? Who all will be there? Who's playing in the LCQ? Who's playing? Who's jamming? Who do I get to see? Who do I have the pleasure of seeing this weekend, folks? I'll be there in spirit. Oh, Mayhung. Hey, look. The chat needs stream monsters too, okay? That's an important role. You got to keep the hype at home. The chat needs to be hyped so that people who are interested in the game, who are like, oh, national championship, when they come in to check it out and they see all the people in chat having a good time and being hype, and they see all these cool people in chat like you guys, I think that kind of stuff just makes people more encouraged to get into the game, man. So that's important too. Hello, good luck all going to NA Championships this weekend. If day 2 is open, I may drop by to say hi, even though no one knows who I am. I'll tell you what, Argonite, day 2 will be open enough. I'd be surprised if they just turn people away. I think it's probably going to be relatively open. I know they said like it'll be open to LCQ players and Nats players, but like, I mean, I don't know. If maybe I guess we could get some clarification on that. I don't know how close you live or how long in advance you would need that info. But I will say there's plenty of like informal hangs happening too, right? Like outside the room and other stuff. So if you do live close enough, it's probably worth just popping by anyway. But I will say during the event itself, at least the way that it's been years prior, it is kind of in like a closed room. So it's not as easy to like watch or like spectate or anything like that. But day 2 is like, that's why I say maybe day 1, but you didn't say day 1. But yeah, it's a good idea to just stop by day 2 and see what's what. Side events and stuff like that you might be able to participate in. At the very least, you could jam games with people. Cheering on the Virginia people. Hey, look, I will. I'll pretend I'm a Virginia person too. Look, I I feel like I make a good name for you Virginia people, even though I don't live there. All right, you get a good rep by association just because of the name of the channel. Deck 2 will be the 51st through 100th best water and lightning cards. Well, the thing is, he plays a very different style of that deck too. So like he actually, there's plenty of water lightning cards that a lot of people play that he doesn't even have in his deck because his deck is kind of got that unique spin on it. You thought it was a Richmond thing at first? Well, that's because it was, right? Obviously, the RVA means Richmond, Virginia. The team was created in Richmond. The home store of the RVA returners used to be Battlegrounds in Midlothian. So the reason that you thought that is because it's literally designed for you to think that. And then I was just the Jersey boy who had my own content thing going on and was really good friends with the returners. So they invited me to join the team, and then slowly I just did more and more and they did less and less, and now the team is like 4 people who actively play. Look, hey, you know what? We've got some bods, okay? That as far as RVA returners, active RVA returner players who will be participating in national championships, brother, we got at least 3. We got Danny Diaz, Alex Tesmer, and me. So we're still out there, okay? We might not in any way, shape, or form act like a team these days, but you know, we rep. We're still homies. But yeah, it definitely used to be a Richmond thing, and we still do. We still treat all the Virginia people like our family. And I still basically act like everybody from Virginia is my teammate. You guys are all the homies, so. It's just a content team at this point, guys. There's not really any kind of exciting club you're missing out on, you know? We do all that as just, you know, that's what friends are for. Get yourself a good network of homies. Alright, so we've got this finals going. Let's go ahead and jump in the game. Table 1 has been going for a couple minutes. It's my bad. I'm also half packing stuff over here still. If you hear me tinkering and toggling, I'm literally getting all my shit packed and ready, because after the stream, dog, I'm like taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and going to bed, and we are getting ready for an early flight. Oh my god, this game is way underway already. What the hell? This is my bad. This is my bad. We're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. Okay. We've got Pat Lou up top, of course, as you can already tell by the EXs in the damage zone. No, but he's been playing this water lightning. It looks like he is, in fact, just trying that water lightning deck again. So deck 2 remains a mystery. But let's get Pat's name on the screen, and then we will get Greg on the screen. Greg Saunier, dude, which now I know how to say it because I asked. I apologize in advance to Greg when he listens to the newest episode of the podcast, where I definitely say it the wrong way like 6 times. That's just how we do, you know? Alright, so looks like we had a pretty standard 2 backup for both these guys, but then things started getting a little saucy, as it looks like we may have done an Alizé after the 2 backups. My man Greg just hates playing purple backups, I'll tell you what. And then the Alizé brought the Y'shtola in. The Y'shtola met Odin, and he took her out for lunch. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Estinian died to Odin, and Y'shtola died to Cloud. We had all 3 of them out. We were really putting the gas on. All right, sorry folks. Clicking and clacking, dude. I've got all this stuff to do, man. We got gotta get on a damn plane in a couple hours. But I was just talking about Irvine the other day, man. This card is so strong. I think this card is really, really powerful and doesn't see that much play, and really should see a bit more. Every time I've ever sat across the table from this guy, he's been so fucking annoying. It's just like removing my characters, having haste, being huge. Really, really good card. He is good in a really boring way. So like I can see why people don't play him as much. If you run lightning, he's in there. That's not true. That's so untrue. I think that should be true in most cases, but I think there's a lot of people who play lightning decks that don't play him. I don't think he's in a lot of versions of water lightning monsters. I don't think that he's typically, like, he's not in the Scions deck. I think it should be more true. I don't think I see him as much. He's too good to not run him. Yeah, so like I get it, right? Irvine himself, he's not really contributing to any specific game plan. Like, he is not your win condition. However, he is absolutely going to make your like the situations where you can win happen more frequently. He's going to put on early pressure. He's going to remove late game threats and combo pieces from your opponent's discard pile. He's going to slow down like Wall 7 Gilgamesh type strategies. It's a really cool card to have packed in your lightning decks in a world where we're expecting a really, really heavy Wall 7 population this weekend. So removing those characters from the discard pile and keeping a handle on their colors is going to help a lot. And a strong S ability, yeah, no kidding. Armor Shot does actually kill monsters as well, which is really relevant. Forward a monster of 5 or less and just break it straight up, and he can be sideways when he does it, yeah. So I think that Irvine definitely slept on. Liz, I would agree with that. It's not even that I think people think he's bad. I just don't think he sees as much play as he should for how good he is. And I think he's good in a little bit of a sneaky way. Or maybe just a boring way. When I say that they're good in a boring way, I just mean that, like, it's not like a build around card, right? And it's like I said earlier, it's not like your win condition. Like, those things are really exciting. Cards that do that are like bombastic and exciting. But I do think that he's just like an absolutely rock solid 8 out of 10, and most of the cards in your deck are not an 8 out of 10. So Graha Tia is about to bring the pain, dude. Turns to start with Graha can be real fucking scary. Graha Tia entering the field. We have the trigger to pay. We will be paying 3, likely. Yep. Paying 3, going to get Y'shtola, I'd have to imagine, killing the Irvine here. Irvine was also released in the era of Wall 7, Lena, and Tyvus. Oh, just saying, like, those are more exciting things to do. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, those cards all kind of are like what I was saying earlier. Like, they're like these big bombastic build around or win condition type cards. Like, Y'shtola. Yeah, we're able to kill the Leo here as a blocker with the first damage because we're going to connect for more than 1 point of damage this turn, so we're going to be able to kill the Irvine also. So, Y'shtola's going to attack. Damage here is going to be Kukulane, which is really funny because we're going to use it on Y'shtola and then Irvine's not going to die. So Kukulane on the Y'shtola, punished for not putting 2 4Ks on on Irvine. Now, he didn't show us what he targeted, but these guys are in voice chat, so I'm sure he said the Y'shtola, and then we don't get to even put the 4K, or sorry, we do put this original 4K on the Irvine because it saw the thing happen. But then, yeah, it loses its abilities, and Reeve is going to go to damage here. And this is one of the things about Pat's deck, is always really heavy EX count, Water Lightning. He's going to punish you for attacking into him, and he's going to steal the game back from you. So we see him here. The Reeve looks at the top cards and will choose which he wants to take and put to hand. Kicks it back over to Greg to finish the turn. Now Greg is like, uh-oh, fuck, man. This Irvine didn't die. And now my man has, I mean, he's got the Gav. We haven't seen him here, but Odin is in here somewhere, dude. Odin is in this deck. Barnabas and Odin are definitely here. Yeah, there he is, Barnabas. I was like, he's in here, dude. There's a fucking terrifying haste, kill potential just lurking right under the surface, where like it looks like you're safe with 3 and 1 attacker, but all of a sudden Barnabas, Odin, dual lightning, and you're dead. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna clean up the cloud with we're gonna clean up the Irvine with the cloud. I think this is a really good play from Greg. Greg is basically saying, okay, hold on, I can't leave this shit on the table. I wasn't able to kill it with the Estola. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do something about it, or I might just be dead. So heads up here, play from Greg. Now the thing is, it's a lot easier when you have a field of 5 forwards to deal with on the other side of the table, and you're a Water Lightning deck. You don't have any of your monsters or anything like that in play. You're usually trying to it's probably easier for Pat to sneak a win from this position than it is for him to actually deal with that board. So like he's got to be like, oh man, is there any way I can put together a win? Like, can I Barnabas Odin S? Like, do I have any access to any of those kinds of lines and then still get into haste, like lightning or something? Because I think there are more lines that exist for him to win than there are for him to not lose. That makes sense. We're going to start down the path of trying to not lose, though, which is exactly the spot that Greg tried to put us in by removing all of our forwards. So we're going to play this lightning. This is not the lightning that helps us come in for lethal. This is in fact the lightning that stabilizes the board. She is going to remove Grahatia from the game, and then we are going to consider using her S ability here, I imagine, to remove a second thing at the end of the turn, because we just need to start cleaning up these forwards. Now we have used most of our limit break deck, which was unfortunate. No Cloud of our own is going to be able to come out here and clean up like the Estola again. We already did that trick. You do see this card. This is a very cool card here in the break zone from Pat Afmau. This is a new Afmau from the new set. I love this card because much like the Water Lightning that sits in the discard pile all game and then says, surprise, it comes in to be that hasty forward for that last point of damage. Afmau just sits here all game in the discard pile and says, guess what, dude? One day I'm going to pay 3 and take this thing out of my discard pile and get rid of your blocker. Like, you just can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about it. We are using that S ability. I had a feeling. We're going to remove Lightning from the game with a little switch schemata. Oh, we somehow got into Deltarune? This is definitely isn't this? Maybe not. No, this is from Spirited Away. But it had that like da na 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 da na 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 da 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 da. You know? Spirited Away is great, but we're not supposed to be on Miyazaki music. We're going back to Final Fantasy music. Alright. There's a light inside your soul. Okay. Can we... Oh, we got the Afmau. So we have another Afmau here in play. So this one we can put in the break zone and just choose it for a dull draw card. So this also kind of prevents the onslaught here. But Oh god, we might need a little bit more than that. So Pat is going to be like, he can survive this turn maybe by using this Aphmau, using one of them from the discard pile, and then using lightning to block something. But like, I think we're in a little bit of trouble, especially considering water forwards entering the field just scoot the blockers because of Alizé's action ability, or sorry, her auto ability. Yeah, so lightning and an Alizé trigger, so we're gonna dull both of these forwards. We're gonna sack Aphmau. Smart of Greg to choose lightning with the lightning dull trigger so that the thing doesn't get sacked and he doesn't lose the card draw. Aphmau is going to crack, and then he's going to draw a card. We dull the lightning, and we connect for the 7th point of damage. It is Lena. Congratulations to Greg. Greg, oh my god. All right, Greg. I got to put more stuff in your prize pack. Good thing I didn't zip up the suitcase just yet. I'm going to go ahead and reach over here and just get you three more of these Legacy Collection packs, because I got a feeling that's what you're going to be asking for. And I'll go and put those in, in your thing. Congratulations, Greg. Dude, Greg, I'm telling you what, folks. You got to be on the lookout for Greg this weekend. He has been tearing it up on the weekly, and with both of his decks, man. I think my man is ready, okay? He is prepared. So you better watch out. I got the writing is on the wall, dude. This is like, I already know how this episode goes, dude. Greg, you're gonna destroy me. We're gonna get paired up. It's gonna be like my winning, and you're just gonna absolutely shit on me with Scions and/or Wall 7. I already know it's gonna happen, dude. It's like my destiny at this point. But anyway, congratulations to Greg for taking it again this week. It is a hell of an accomplishment, I'll tell you what, to take so many of the recent events. Usually, we do not see this kind of repeat performance, especially not on the repeat decks. You know, this is like Chocobo Joe level shit. So congratulations to Greg for taking it this week with Scions. And that is it for us, guys. We are done with the stream tonight. That means we will be seeing you this weekend in person, hopefully, or from the other side of the stream, hopefully, if you're at home watching. I will, of course, be in town in LA tomorrow. We'll be there early tomorrow morning. I'm going to be there like, I don't know, something like 10, 30, 11 in the morning. We'll be around. So, hey, please come up, say hi, introduce yourself if we haven't met before. I love meeting people. I love meeting people from the stream and the weekly and the Discord. I think it's so cool. The community in this game is awesome. I'm a super accessible guy, so come say hey. We'll shoot the shit. If, like I said, if I've got prizes for you, just come bug me for them. I'm gonna have them in my backpack, so I'll be able to give them out to people who we owe stuff to. I'm going to have an F5 deck on me. If you guys want to play F5 and want to bring one of those, I know they don't have any F5 side events or anything like that. But if you do have one and you want to challenge me to a game, I'll have them. I'll have plenty of decks on me to play fun games too. So, you know, I love jamming games, guys. So if you see me and it doesn't look like I'm busy or it looks like I'm not playing against somebody, feel free to ask for a game, because I love playing. But that's about it, folks. We will be in Nationals all weekend. We will be back next week with a normal tournament, so we will see you there. Everybody who is traveling out to Nats, be safe. Safe travels, safe flights, safe trains, safe drive, safe walk, whatever it is you're going to do to get there. Also, don't forget, like I said earlier, the next episode of the RVA Returners podcast is available on our SoundCloud. And I'm going to be posting links to that on our Facebook page and onto the NA page. And I'll put, actually, why don't I don't know why I don't do this. There should just be a section in the Discord. I'm just going to make it right now. Text podcast. This channel is for putting episodes of the podcast. How to use this channel? This channel is for discussion about the RVA Returners podcast and links and hosts links to new episodes. Save changes. Alright. The next episode of the RVA Returners podcast is here and will now be posted here additionally going forward. Episode 134. Alright, cool. I'll put a link to that in the Discord so everybody can listen along. Knight's gonna knight. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good luck. Yes, got my good mojo. Wins with both of the decks in a row. I'm telling you, brother. It's this. Hopefully, you're not like farming Curse of First energy. No, you're gonna be great, man. I'm excited. All right, I will see you next time, and I will see you this weekend for a lot of you folks.